I cannot believe what I'm witnessing. I've made it clear that I am not blindly loyal to a political party. I have certain values. They haven't changed, but apparently political goalposts have. And I have to say, there is something staggering about watching Democrats, supposed liberals, progressives, crash out over Trump's decision to fight the IRGC.
Yeah.
Right. Finish your sentence.
I was just going to say, the bottom line is that this is an illegal war. This is an unconstitutional war. Only Congress can wage war and declare war. And so that's the first thing. I think we have to call a thing a thing. So this is an illegal war. This is a presidential war. I will also say,
crash out over Trump's decision to fight the IRGC. What a privileged position to be in, to willfully ignore the tens of thousands of Iranians marching all over the globe, cheering in the USA for begging for help to get their freedom back. What a privileged position to be sitting in your homes here in the States and not have to run to bomb shelters 20 times a day because the regime is firing ballistic missiles at you. How frickin' lucky for you. Well, it seems like your Trump derangement syndrome, and that is indeed what it is, has prevented you from finding a spine and integrity. Because integrity demands that even when it comes to people we don't like, we acknowledge the things they do that are good. And whether you like it or not, you human rights activists, fighting the IRGC, getting rid of a regime that has terrorized its population for 47 years. And America, if you can't see that cutting the head off the snake is a good thing, you are pathetic. And people like me don't deal with hypocrisy very well.
She actually put this out without blinking. At some point, I saw this video, the way she started it, I knew she was up to something. And Democrats are now getting angry over this video. I've seen a lot of people reacting, trashing her for saying this. I have asked this question over and over. If this was a bad idea, why is it that these people are celebrating on the street?
Officials on Saturday said that there was intelligence that Iran could be preparing for a possible preemptive strike. That was contradicted on Sunday by other intelligence, as reported to our sources. What you are saying is you have heard no reason for why Donald Trump ordered this strike now versus 6 months from now.
There's no indication that Iran had reconstituted its nuclear program. There's no indication that Iran was prepared to strike the United States preemptively or to strike any of our interests in the region. And there certainly is no justification for a regime change war. The American people want us to focus on making their life better, making their life more affordable, not getting involved in another endless war in the Middle East that is going to end in failure. This administration somehow found the resources, has found billions of dollars, but can't find any money to actually bring down the high cost of living here in the United States of America.
Couple quick.
Yes, what is more troubling is the fact that Democrats are now in support of Iran. I've seen a lot of videos. Even Democrat leader actually came out and said some things. You know, the kind of twist they always like to put in, they try to say, oh, he was a bad person. Oh, these people have been doing bad to the United States. Then at the end of the day, they will go after Trump. Sonny Austin equated the U.S. strike on Iran to Russia invading Ukraine, and there will be over 1 million casualties. That is according to calculating The View. Crazy. But there is one lady that appeared on The View. She is a voice of reason. I don't know if you've seen this. President Trump just spoke with Fox News host Brie about Iran ahead of his address to the nation. This is what he said.
I just got off the phone with the president. He is very pleased with how things are going. Obviously, is disheartened about the loss of life, and there may be more, he said, along the way. But as far as the progress, he said they are ahead of where they thought they would be. I want to read some of these quotes that I that I asked him and how he answered. He said that as far as a plan, they do have a plan, always had a plan. The intelligence, the level of intelligence that they've had up until this point is truly amazing. I asked, so what you're saying is that you know there is somebody on the ground in Iran that is going to rise up. Quote, yeah, I feel there is. I feel that, and some of them are no longer with us, to be honest, because it was 49 leaders that were taken out. That was going to take 4 weeks, we thought, to get rid of the Iranian leadership. And it's always, you know, if they hide, it's a lot longer than 4 weeks. And they would have been hiding. We were shocked when we heard what was going on for attack in the morning, having to do with winds and sun and a lot of things. It was amazing that we knew everything we knew. He said there is a plan. He points to Venezuela as a template, which means to me that going in, they had some sense on the ground of what was coming next. As far as the military operation, he said there is no greater military in the U.S., and he was praising General Kane, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, and the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, for the news conference that he just watched. Cut and dry, as he said, central casting, and they have a job to do, and they're getting it done. Wow. So from the President of the United States, he is pleased, does believe that this is going faster than they thought, and he believes that 4 weeks is something that they had put as a kind of calendar.
This is exactly what Democrats don't want to see. They don't want to see things like this. At some point, some are saying, oh, Trump wants to distract people from these fires that just came out recent. He decided to do this, so people should forget talking about it. You know, at some point, Democrats struggle to push this narrative of fires every single day. It came out, they have released. Now, oh, something has been redacted. You know, every single time they want to circle around this topic, I don't know if they actually really want to focus on real issues or what exactly. I watched Cackling the View. This is what they had to say. Pathetic.
But I also have such anxiety. I am furious that we are going into war yet again without congressional approval. I am furious that the American people have not been brought into this. I am furious that we are doing this alone. Yes, it was part of it. But I look at Donald Trump and I look at Netanyahu. I see two leaders who I think politically they benefit from war. That he's in love with this idea of being the conqueror and the emperor after Venezuela. He's got this Napoleonic complex. He thinks he's Alexander the Great.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
Finish your sentence.
I was just going to say, the bottom line is that this is an illegal war. This is an unconstitutional war. Only Congress can wage war and declare war. And so that's the first thing. I think we have to call a thing a thing. So this is an illegal war. This is a presidential war. I will also say, I think what Anna was about to say, did the regime really change? No. At this point, Donald Trump has come out and said, I had some choices. America first. I think people that voted for Trump, I was not one of them. I think you were. Those people wanted America first.
I proudly voted for Trump because the alternative was not great, and we would absolutely be under the wrong power if the alternative.
But let me just finish. I'm going to stop everybody because we're going to go and come back, and we can continue the conversation.
Respect where you come from, Anna, on this, and your ability to broadly think about it and have heart in it. I also think it's very easy to have political concussion at this point where, and I actually had a concussion a year ago, one of the side effects was losing depth perception, where you can't see the depth of what is going on. This war will be won. I do think it's threefold. One, we have 47 million Iranian women who now have a hope of freedom. That's a good thing.
You realize she's speaking truth, a voice of reason, and Whoopi had to cut off. A lot of Iranian women are celebrating because they believe there is freedom, right? I don't want to actually talk much. If you see short clips at the end of this video, that is for YT algorithm. You can always skip. For a lot of people asking me, why do you put short videos? They hardly recommend videos on this channel, so we do all kind of things every single day, to get that. So please.
America this year. But the Trump administration right now is trying to whitewash history. They just recently...
Talking about Mawa?
Make America white again?
Yeah.
Make America white again.
Iranian here, with a message for every single American who voted for President Trump. From the bottom of my heart, Thank you.
Democrats are going to cry, oh, boo-hoo, why are you doing it?
This triggered her.
How do you square the no war promise with the potential of a protracted war?
Well, first of all, the president has consistently, over the course of his entire public life, said he will never permit the Iranian regime to have a nuclear. That's why he took action last summer. And that
we got here just moments after initial reports, initial rumors.
And we can go out there and do all that stuff. So
Explain what this is, the words.
Well, apparently, in this document,
Our chamber is chanting USA. This is a sick person. The first lady.
I was there, and it was as horrific as I thought it would be.
She wasn't the only one. Look at SOT 35, CNN's Abby Phillip.
But he utilized almost like these game show type moments where you're seeing awards being presented.
They're just so disgusting.
Of course, he chose Amy Coney Barrett for the bench. She was one of the justices who did not vote in his favor and did not shake her hand there, ruled against.
All right, these little drama queens. Here's the video. He shook everyone's hand. Everyone. There's the Chief Justice. He did shake Elena Kagan. Here goes Brett Kavanaugh. And there's Amy Coney Barrett. All of them got their hands shaken, to the point where they had to come back on the air and say this in SOT 33.
But we should point out as he walks in, he's pretty close to the justices again as he comes down on the floor, that he did shake their hands there this evening. There were a couple of shots that they showed, one of them making it very clear, including Amy Coney Barrett.
They thought they had such a juicy moment. No, that's not what happened at all.
To get here and to press this country to the border. I stuck in the border. Go Trump! Go Trump!
Democrats to stand for the slain passenger in North. Our first priority is Americans rather than illegal. On either of those two, I think they took his bait.
Can take away from the joyous moment as all Americans. And why are they putting a medal?
Oh, he's already under scrutiny for 1,000 reasons. Viral Patel posted this on X.
People on the left are absolutely losing their minds.
Because now it's our job.
I get suspicious when anybody, whether it's
no one should be above scrutiny.
I think that Whoopi Goldberg, you might want to think.
Isn't their whole testimony?
Don't use it as a plot.
Person's home.
In such emotional turmoil.
I want to conclude this editorial with this message to the late Supreme Leader.